Welcome to Acton in Focus. I'm Vivian Kopsinger-Birchall, your host, and my special guest is a high school student in the junior year of high school, Leili Arya. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So first of all, it's amazing that you are doing ice skating, and you have been doing this for a long time, and that's why you're here today. Why are you interested in ice skating? And yeah, let's take it from there.
I have been a figure skater for around 12 to 13 years, and I love to skate, and I encourage the people around me to also do the same thing. I've gotten so many people over the internet to do figure skating, which I'm so happy about, but I truly love to skate. It's a form of art, and I hope that my social media can also do the same thing for other people.
Right, before we get into the social media, so figure skating is an art. It takes a while to learn. At what age did you start the whole journey of learning to figure skate?
I started around the age of 3, so I've been doing it for a long time.
Is there a reason your parents got you into figure skating at that age, or?
I honestly think they wanted to see me do more rather than just go to school and do what needs to be done and let my artistic abilities to perform.
Right. And of course, there's a lot that is said about sports and discipline. And so, what has that journey been like for you? I mean, from age 3, it takes a lot of discipline to get where you are today,
Right.
As a figure skater. So, can you just tell us what that journey has been like?
It's been difficult at the least. For many years, I hated to skate, and I had to force myself to get up, put on my skates, and skate. And I really hated that. I hated forcing myself to do that. But now I love to skate, and it's so weird how those two have changed. And I think posting on social media and showing that to other people inspires not just me, but other people as well.
Yeah, you've mentioned social media. It's the second time. So and even in your introductory email to me.
Yes.
So what prompted you to decide to share your stories and your encouragement through social media?
I just think that it's not talked about enough. I don't see on my page anything about skating. And when you search up the hashtag, I don't see a lot. So I wanted to show people and actually say, this is a sport, this is what we do, and you can do it too.
Yeah, and based on what you had mentioned earlier about at first having, a bit of trouble adjusting to the schedule and sometimes even hating it. So what are some of the best practices you can give fellow people who are watching this show who may be struggling with adapting to the schedule of skating? How can they overcome that discomfort and actually get into the skating and begin loving it?
I think honestly, just looking online is really important. Having friends do it with you, go to group classes. I know that helps me a lot. I get private coaching. It's such an opportunity to have, but some people can't do that. So I think just looking online, looking on what other people are doing, that will really help.
And in what other ways are you using your platform to raise awareness about the sport or any other thing?
I really try to shed light on the mental health because I don't think it's talked about enough in the figure skating industry, let alone in general. So I try to talk about it as much as I can, and I post content related to mental health as well as tips and tricks and so on. But I, again, think it's so important, especially in figure skating.
What's an example of some of the content you post?
So something that comes to mind, I try to give advice to my following. That can be on tips and tricks or just getting up and going skating, because a lot of people don't want to do it. Mm-hmm. They don't want to get themselves into something and feel like they're too old, can't do it. And I've gotten people from the ages of 9 to around 20 years old to join skating, and I'm so happy I could do that.
Can over 20s learn to skate?
Yes. Oh, any age can skate. Any age.
No, this is amazing. So what else do you want to tell our viewers about, your story with figure skating and the youth engagement with the sport?
Well, I thought that I could never do it. I thought that I wouldn't make it. I almost quit so many times. And I realized that it's really like no one else is going to do it for you. It's up to you to put on those skates and do it and perform. And the more that I've performed, the more that I've realized about myself and and also my community. And again, I really try to promote mental health and people to just start doing skating.
Yeah, you've mentioned, one last question, you've mentioned mental health a few times. Why is it important for you to focus on mental health? What have you seen among your peers, and what really strikes out for you?
I think that a lot of my skating friends also struggle with mental health, but no one really talks about it. I feel like it's just like closed behind doors and people try to put it down and pretend like it doesn't exist. And I see that, and I know that I've struggled with that in the sport. So I try to promote it and I try to show people, and I know a lot of my school, like my classmates, they don't know about it. So I try to show them this is actually what happens in the sport. And it's actually really cool to see people like actually react and like understand.
If I break it down just a little bit, when you say mental health,
Yes.
what do you mean?
I mean the struggles. I mean the disorders that come out of skating. I mean trying to fit in. And I think that's really hard for a lot of people in the sport.
Also, trying to fit in is a huge challenge.
Huge challenge.
That's very helpful to learn, because sometimes the word mental health is very broad.
Yes.
And it's interesting to hear from you that among figure skaters, sometimes it's hard to try to fit in. Why is it hard?
I think it's hard because people think they're not good enough, and they try to put themselves in, and then they also get feedback in a negative way. And it's always that, which is so sad, but I try to break that. And that's what I try to do.
That is important. Do you have a support system as figure skaters for people who are struggling to fit in?
I think the group classes, I've gone to a couple. There was an adult class that I went to, and they were ages from, I kid you not, 20 to like 50. It was a huge range group. And I was helping out with those adults, and I got to learn that they feel the same way. They didn't expect to come into a sport that was so blocked off almost, and you have to be in a certain group. And I got to teach them that it's okay and that you will fit in. You just have to do what you do and love what you do, and it will happen.
And when you say that the sport is almost set for a certain group, what kind of group is that?
I think,
in your opinion, of course.
That's kind of a loaded question, but I think that the group is just like the blocked off group. I feel like these people are more competitive. They want to be the best of the best. They want to be Olympians. But where is that really going to get you? If you don't have the mindset and if you don't really love what you do, I don't think it's going to work out.
That's very helpful for us to understand, especially we who are not figure skaters. So breaking it down for us like that was very helpful. And so what are your next steps after here?
I think my next steps, I want to study psychology so I can also prove in a different way more of specifically how the mind works, but also how it works in figure skating. Like, it's not just in life, but also in this sport. Again, I always promote mental health. I'm a mental health advocate, and I think by doing that, I can really help other people.
Absolutely. That's amazing. And you have a few years to graduate high school and get into that line of work. And I mean, it takes the will. Once you have the will, you'll get there. And I can't wait to see what you become later as an advocate for mental health among figure skaters, or is it just sports in general?
I think just in general, like everything, sports and just in general, I think it's just it needs to be talked about more. Yeah.
I agree with you. And as a mother to young children, I am very excited to see young people stepping up to advocate for good mental health
Yes.
habits. So with that, I just want to say thank you for being my
Thank you so
guest
much. Thank you.
here on Acton in Focus. Thank you for raising awareness about mental health among figure skaters. And thank you for being a youth leader in the area.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and to our viewers, hope you've learned about the experience, Leili's experiences with figure skating here. She's a student here in Acton Boxborough. And with that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching Acton in Focus. Till next time.